Hey, LJ. I heard they made a documentary on your career for Netflix. That's huge. I mean, I have one too. But you know it's still big for you.
Justine, do you really have to belittle all of my accomplishments? Anyway, yeah, they made me one. I still remember most of my journey like it was yesterday.
It feels like just yesterday you were watching my first match, scared of your Survivor Series debut. Watching my first title win again?
After you talked it up so much on your podcast this week, how can I not?
Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic match. I just figured you had it memorized by now.
Sure, but it's a tradition at this point. Visit my favorite aunt.
Only aunt?
Watch her most epic victories. And now also stress about what I have to live up to in my debut at Survivor Series tomorrow night. Why are you laughing?
Oh, nothing. Just that if I didn't know better, I'd say you were nervous, which is super hilarious, because I know that I didn't teach my favorite niece
Only niece.
to be nervous about getting in the ring and doing what she does best.
Yeah.
Especially not when she's been trained by one of the biggest legends in the business. If I'm being honest, there's really no comparison.
You really do manage to turn everything into a compliment about yourself, don't you?
Of course I do. I'm a 6-time women's champion. Would have been 10 if my career hadn't been cut short by injury.
I get it.
A main eventer and Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Who had the top merch sales in the 2003 fiscal year.
Okay, you've made your point. I should get ready for tomorrow.
That's my girl.
Been shuttled in secretly or something? The whole golf cart with the black sheets get up?
Don't worry about it. No one knows who you are. Yet. No one knows who you are yet. Tom.
Justine! And LJ too? It's so good to see you both.
Same here, Tom.
Wait, do you even still go by LJ? Man, it was always a hoot and a half having you backstage when you were a kid, dressing up in Justine's gear, being her shadow, her little Justine. But suppose you're not 8 anymore, huh?
It's fine. But I am trying to get known on my own here.
I've heard. Good thing you're debuting tonight. The secret's pretty much out backstage. A few more hours and it'd be out to the entire WWE universe. You doing something here tonight too, Justine?
Nope, just here to support my niece's big moment.
Come on. Surely you'll find some way to steal the spotlight.
Molly.
Justine.
Wow, I've got a... I better go check on the, Yeah, I got no good reason, but I'm gonna leave now.
I heard you were working backstage these days.
Beats sitting at home, talking to the internet.
It's called a podcast, and it's very popular.
But I'm not here to resurrect old rivalries.
Would you really call it a rivalry if there's a clear conclusion and undisputed winner?
I was actually here to greet our newest WWE superstar. Wish her luck.
She doesn't need luck.
And let her know that I'll be working with her to get her ready for her Survivor Series debut this evening. Is that all right?
No, that's great. I'm so excited to be here representing Team SmackDown.
Great. Get settled and then let's talk. But let's talk about your debut. I've got your custom gear ready.
Custom gear? What do you mean?
Honestly, I get it. I wouldn't want to debut in it either.
No, I mean I have no idea what you're talking about.
Huh. Not sure how this didn't get to you, but WWE management asked that you debut in a look that honors Justine's legacy. So they've made gear inspired by what your aunt wore when she won her first championship. Not that that specific match would be the moment I'd choose to commemorate. Justine got lucky.
But I brought my own gear. I designed it myself. Besides, I'm not sure if I want to use my aunt's image to establish my own. I want to make my own mark.
Listen, despite my personal feelings, it never hurts to get a rub from a WWE legend. It's also probably not wise to go against management on day one. But I know it's important to stand on your own 2 feet around here. Ultimately, the decision is yours. What do you want to do?
I'll wear the gear. Justine trained me.
I wouldn't be here without her, and I do want to honor her legacy. If it gets me a massive pop, That's just an added bonus.
Great. Management will be happy that you're towing the line. Just bring the performance to complement it. Maybe dressing like your aunt will even inspire you in the ring. Better go get changed. It's go time.
And Amaya's going up to the top. It looks like she wants to honor Justine here with a Justine Jammer.
Imagine what a big win here tonight in Amaya's debut could do for her.
Wait, Bailey's distracting the ref, and Charlotte just shoved her off the top rope. And Rhea's looking to take advantage.
Not like this, guys, not like this.
Riptide. She might be eliminated after that. And Rhea just took out Amaya and scored the elimination for Team Raw.
Talk about a debut, what a way to crash and burn.
And she's holding her ankle weight. She might be injured. This could be bad for her.
Getting injured on your debut has to hurt, literally and physically.
And it looks like Liv is going to come in now, and what's Charlotte doing?
She's adding insult to injury Corey. She wants to show Amaya this is where the big
Wait,
girls
hold
play.
on. Is that who I think it is? It is. That's Justine. We haven't seen Justine since she got injured. I remember the matches she had against Molly Holly and her sister Madison White. But what's she doing out here?
She's helping her niece get up and helping her backstage. That was a crazy pop from the WWE Universe.
What a way to put the spotlight on her and take it off her niece. Talk about attention-seeking and Liv with a submission. Is Rhea going to tap?
After that match, I remember leaving Gorilla, and everyone just looked so disappointed in me. After that, I went to catch up with Justine and talk to her.
Did you hear that pop?
What? The sound of my ankle popping or my career imploding?
Oh, how is that ankle? Or more importantly, how's that ego?
Ankle's okay. Ego? That's another story.
Well, your gear looked great.
Thanks. Sorry I couldn't do you proud.
You always make me proud. Just have a better match next time. Besides, you may have made a mistake in the ring, but Charlotte still acted out of line. If I was medically cleared for in-ring action, I would put the queen in her place.
Believe me, I'm mad about it. But I'm not sure that Charlotte did anything you wouldn't have done.
Nah, but one of the perks of having a career-ending injury is getting to apply unrealistic standards on the next generation. Why do you think I like training you so much?
Right.
Listen, I don't want to leave if you need to talk, but I got word that WWE management wants to chat before we head out. Something about the buzz online, whatever that means. You okay?
I'm not, but I will be. No one ever said this would be easy. Just gotta work out the kinks.
That's my girl. I'll find you in a bit.
After that disaster happened, I was determined to prove myself to everyone. So next week I went to Molly to ask what was next for me. And boy, did she tell me. Management wasn't too big on me anymore. So I had to take it slow and gain momentum. But I wasn't being booked for matches. It was almost impossible to gain momentum if I couldn't get a match. But luckily, I talked to Molly. She said she couldn't get me a match on SmackDown, but she could get me one on Main Event. I just had to find the opponent. And there was only one person I could think of who hated me enough to do it, because it would benefit both of us.
Well, if it isn't little Justine, I would say I'm sorry how your big debut turned out, but I don't like to lie. What do you want?
I want a match on Main Event.
Molly said she can get me one if I find an opponent.
It sounds like getting that exposure could help both of us. Are you interested?
Sure.
Great. That was actually easier than I thought.
Oh, but let me be clear. I want a match on Main Event, but not one against you. I want to make an impact here in WWE and make my matches count. It doesn't help me at all to defeat some jobber.
What did you just call me?
If I wasn't perfectly clear at Survivor Series, I like people who've come up the right way and paid their dues. Not nieces who get handed special treatment because of what family they're a part of. And if that wasn't enough, I certainly don't like you after you proved me right and made a mess of things.
Regardless of what you think of me, I don't see how just sitting around and complaining is going to change anything.
I know as well as you do that no one else in the locker room is going to help you. You want a match with me? Prove that you have what it takes when you have to work for an opportunity. Pay some dues and stop waltzing around expecting special treatment.
I don't waltz.
We can agree to disagree, LJ.
Shortly after that, I had a handful of matches to prove myself to Ava. Eventually, she finally agreed to take me on, but the matches I had didn't matter to her.
Having a handful of matches is not the equivalent of putting in years of work at the Performance Center. You know, that thing you have to do if you didn't grow up with a famous wrestling family? The so-called dues you've paid over the past couple of weeks are pretty insignificant.
You're backing out of facing me on main event?
I didn't say that. Because I also realized I can harness how unfair this is for my own good. Even if you can't benefit from your pedigree due to your overwhelming lack of talent, there's no reason why I shouldn't. And like it or not, and I do not, having a match with you, LJ, will increase my standing in the eyes of the short-sighted, legend-obsessed WWE management. Especially when I win.
So you're in?
I'm in. But I can't just squash you on main event. If we want people to stand up and really take notice, we're gonna have to have one banger of a match. So don't hold back. I know I won't.
Come on, you don't hit a WWE official. It was clearly an accident, Corey.
But one that it looks like Ava is willing to take advantage of.
Drop toe under the chair.
A chair, a downed referee, and an opportunity? What's she gonna do?
Is she going to use the chair? Guess she decided to fight fair.
Ouch.
And Ava Moreno gets the win.
It seems like she was trying to do the honorable thing, but it backfired.
You'd think winning would be more important than honor, Byron. Either way, I can't imagine this second-generation superstar is very happy with the outcome. At least one person's happy here. This could be the type of win that could really generate some momentum for Ava Moreno.
How do I feel about LJ? Well, that's my sister from another mother right there. It didn't always start that way, though. At first, I'll admit I didn't like LJ because I thought she was some nepotism hire trying to take the spot I earned. But once I got to know her, we became best friends. Before all that, though, we took each other on twice on main event. I won the first match in a pretty cool way because she wanted to be honorable, and she won the rematch on main event. But our third match of that series that we had on SmackDown, that was my favorite LJ match. We only had 5 minutes to cook, but boy did we do it. I guess you can keep up with me when I'm having a bad day. But better? You must have lost count, LJ. We're even. We both have 1 win and 1 loss.
Ava's right on that point.
Of course you'd be on her side.
Do you really think I have it out for you somehow? Ava's right. As far as WWE is concerned, you're square. So, if you really want to settle the score, this needs to be a best out of 3 series. At least that's what management thinks.
Fine. I'll beat her on the next main event too.
They'd actually like you to have the final match on SmackDown.
On SmackDown?
Are you serious?
That's what I said, didn't I?
Then I can't wait to beat her on SmackDown.
Oh, calm down. Act like you go here.
Just one thing. The show's already been booked and is pretty tight. I could only get you a little time. So it's officially a 5-minute time limit match. My recommendation, if you want to finally settle this, someone better win quickly.
It really is a definitive statement if you come out the victor in this one.
You can tell these competitors are already feeling each other out and trying to find a path to that crucial first fall.
Yeah, you really want to take charge right off the bat and put yourself in control in a match like this. Oh, quite an effective counter. These two having an answer for everything.
And proving a bit slippery for them.
Competitors showing how well they know one another. Whip back into the ring.
Top rope, here we go.
She's got her in her sights. Blast off. She certainly took a chance there. High risk with no reward. And now she's climbing to the top turnbuckle. From the top. Nobody home for that one. I think it's about time to roll the dice, Cole. Indeed. That's lights out. You can count to 100. Off into the pin. 2. Shoulders up. Shoulders up. Oh, I thought that was game over.
unleash your best offense and it doesn't get the job done, you're taken out of your game. That's a real possibility now in this match. Reversal on top of reversal. Sights set on the top rope. Oh my God. She lands hard for the win.
What a jaw-dropping show of strength this late into the match.
Ooh, look at her answering.
She wants a springboard and Ava caught her.
Across the back. All she has to do is capitalize. Pin. 1, 2. Hangs on by a thread. Almost everything she's got. Well worth it. Look how frustrated her opponent is.
You got to give a lot of credit here, withstanding what has taken out many other competitors. That offense really hitting her hard.
At this stage of the match, they are clearly starting to feel the effects of this back and forth.
Great counter, impressive ring IQ on display there.
Each superstar trying to stay a step ahead.
Placing them into the corner. Uh-oh. A rolling thunder. Splash.
Pull out a big move. Cover. 1, 2.
Kick out. Thought that was the end of her.
Somehow, someway, escapes defeat. She has her target weighed and measured. I think it's about time to roll the dice, Cole. Dang! Find the nearest exit. It's over.
And shoulders are down. There's 2.
A lot of action in that match. Let's have a look.
Here is your winner, the unpredictable Amaya. And she walks away with a big win.
It certainly wasn't an easy win, but she pulled it off.
And in the end, that's all that matters.
Amaya, how do you feel about Ava Moreno?
Now, like after everything? Man, that's my sister. It may not have started that way, but I love Ava. We've been best friends for a long time. But now that I'm done telling you guys about our feud when we first came to SmackDown, I want to tell you how we became friends. So, after a while, I wanted a chance to prove myself. So I ended up talking to my Aunt Justine, and she told me they were having a tag team Money in the Bank briefcase match. It was a first, so it was a history-making moment, and what better way to get my name out there than making history? So I went to Molly and entered, but I didn't quite have a partner. So I looked around. I had some choices, and I wanted to go with Liv Morgan, but I ended up picking Natty.
Everyone in this locker room was acting like they'd never heard of a tag team Money in the Bank match before.
You have?
No, but my point is that I could have. I've been around WWE so long that I'm not thrown by anything new that management introduces. I am, after all, the most winning woman in all of WWE. Anyone would be lucky to team with me. Speaking of, do you have a partner?
No, but I'm looking for one.
Interesting, because I've already succeeded at what you're trying to do, winning the tag team titles, not to mention the SmackDown Women's Championship. We could make quite a splash, a former and future champion with an up-and-coming legacy superstar. And it won't be my first Money in the Bank match either. I doubt you'll find anyone else to partner with who has my level of experience.
I hear you. Experience is important. Teaches you what to expect in the ring and what to avoid.
I knew you'd get it, and I'm happy to share it all with you if you decide you want to give our partnership a go.
Solid pitch. I'll get back to you.
Of course it's solid. Like I said, I know this company like the back of my record-breaking hand.
Because she was a seasoned vet and all, and she was known for breaking records. And me and Liv were friends, but I'm sure she had other things going on at the time. So I ended up qualifying with Natty. Then a lighting rig fell on her.
Well, this pair certainly has something to celebrate, qualifying for the first ever tag team Money in the Bank match.
It was a huge win in their...
What was that?
Someone's
my God!
What's that she's under? A fallen lighting rig?
Help! How does this kind of accident even happen?
Do you really think this is just an accident, Corey?
Well, what else could it be? This tag team's too new to have enemies.
Oh, we hope she's okay. We'll keep you updated on this developing situation.
So after that, I didn't have a partner, so I ended up talking to my aunt again.
Honestly, I'm just glad that you weren't the one who got hurt. Can you imagine? Taken out by a lighting rig.
No, luckily recovery's only a few weeks. Too late to help me for the tag team Money in the Bank match, though.
Even a small injury can mess with your head. Believe me, I know. Did they ever figure out how that thing fell?
Unclear. Seems like dumb bad luck. For me, too. Finally figured out who to partner with, and now they're not even cleared to compete. Such a bummer. We were just getting started together. You know, I always loved watching the tag matches the most when I was on the road with you. And those tapes of you and Molly tagging together weren't bad either.
Ah, yes, your new best friend, Molly.
She's not my best friend. Don't you want me to be on good terms with management?
Fine, you're right. Like you said, I never even had a chance to compete for a tag team championship when I was in WWE. They weren't a thing then. In fact, I heard you're in need of a partner? What do you say? Can you imagine? You and me standing as champions at WrestleMania? The Mysterios can't have a lock on this family thing.
Very funny. Like you could get in the ring again. Did I tell you that Molly said I can't even pick my own replacement partner?
Oh? Your best friend isn't letting you call the shots?
Oh, shush. No, everyone's clamoring to team up with me since I've already secured the Money in the Bank opportunity.
So they ended up having a fatal four-way on Raw to decide who I would team up with. And to my surprise, Ava was the winner. And I was shocked.
Seriously? You?
Yes! Me! What can I say? I'm a winner, baby!
Molly, come on! I can't work with her!
What about the stuff you said when you were asking to be put into this match? About tag teams being thrown together at the last minute, not even liking each other? This seems pretty standard for WWE, if I'm being honest. But did I miss something? Are you in a tag team now?
No, but since when was that a barrier to entry? Seems like WWE's whole deal is putting teammates together at the last minute for matches. Not all of them even like each other. But what about the stuff you said about picking my tag team partner carefully?
Don't use my own words against me. That's what I was trying to do to you. Anyway, there's no need to argue. This has been decided. And I, for one, am very excited to find out whether the two of you can coexist.
Won't be a problem for me.
I don't believe that for a second. You probably cheated to win the fatal four-way in the first place.
Cool it. Don't forget, if you two set your differences aside and pull this thing off, you both win.
So
And
eventually, we had some training sessions set up by Molly, so we didn't embarrass her. And she even got Trish to take us on. After some intense training and getting a little closer, came the tag team Money in the Bank match.
The fact that we're previewing a women's tag team Money in the Bank match. Women didn't even have a regular Money in the Bank match until 2017. Boy, what I would give to compete. But since I can't, I will say that my niece has been putting in the work. I will admit she's not with the partner I hoped she would be competing with, but as they say, you win some, you lose some. In any event, it'll be an interesting evening. And I'm sure the tag champs will be watching carefully.
Team Money in the Bank ladder match.
Wonder what Asuka and Tamina think about all this.
They're confident champions. This is no real threat to them.
I'm not sure the briefcase holders are on the same page. Hopefully they can get it together enough to cash in that contract.
We'll see.
誰も彼らがその試合に勝つとは思っていなかったが、彼らはそれをやり遂げ、そのキャッシュインは信じられないほどだった。
So me and Ava ended up winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. But before we had our chance to cash it in, we had to deal with Shotzi and Raquel.
We saw during that pre-match attack last week.
It's Raquel Rodriguez. Apparently she's not a fan of how Shotzi was used to prove a point. Raquel and Shotzi haven't always seen eye to eye, but these two came up together in NXT. I guess that counts for something.
Either that or she just wanted in on the fun of this no DQ match. All this is perfectly legal.
And so was that. Ava Marino from behind. This team may not have cashed it in yet, but that briefcase is proving to be pretty handy.
Shotzi with a roll-up.
Ava slides the briefcase in, and she nails Shotzi.
Looking to capitalize.
She got the win.
I guess the briefcase did turn out to be the determining factor in this match.
And some teamwork, too. Something that we haven't seen yet from this pairing. They may not have chosen each other initially, but maybe this tag team does have what it takes to make good on the promise of that Money in the Bank briefcase.
That was unexpected.
You defending me in the ring? Certainly was.
I was talking about Raquel. We're tag team partners. It's not like I don't like you.
You have literally told me before that you don't like me, Ava.
Fair point. But I didn't know you. You were just some new girl coming in to take my spot.
I get the frustration, but that wasn't what I was doing. I was offered a WWE contract and given an opportunity to debut. Was I supposed to say no?
Sure. But your journey to WWE was very different than mine. You started with the WWE legend in the family. Your support system was in the business already. You even knew some of the crew. I had none of that. Things have always been harder for me, and it was difficult seeing you get an opportunity right off the bat.
Did it help that I crashed and burned in my debut?
It certainly did not hurt.
I can't control what family I was born into any more than you can. We're bound to have different perspectives and experiences.
You're right. Probably explains why I find some of the stuff you do so annoying. You know, besides just the fact that you're the entitled niece of a legend.
You're just kinda mean generally, huh?
See? Now we're really getting to know each other. Which is actually a good thing if we're going to work together on this cash-in. Let's finally have that talk and figure out how we're going to do it.
Speaking of... Ava, where's the briefcase?
I thought you had it.
No, I don't. You don't know where it is?
I do not.
Well, this is not great.
I'll be honest, when they first started teaming, I didn't think it would last, but them winning that briefcase made them closer than ever. Eventually, they ended up losing the briefcase after Shotzi and Raquel stole it from them. And since I was SmackDown general manager at the time, they came to me for help.
We need you to go to Shotzi and Raquel and tell them to give our briefcase back. They're not listening to us.
Hate to say it, guys, but WWE briefcase law has always been pretty vague. I'm not sure if possession is 9/10 of the law, but it's certainly a fractional value of some sort.
But they stole it from us! Stole it!
Ava, I'd expect you of all people to understand a bit of deviousness. But both of you save your breath. A decision has already been made. WWE management has decreed that you'll face them for the briefcase in a match next week.
That's not fair, Molly.
Didn't say it was, but that's what's happening.
Then we're going to use everything at our disposal to make sure they never try anything like this ever again.
Shotzi ducks, nails a discus forearm. This could be the moment that officially puts the briefcase in the hands of Shotzi and Raquel.
What's Shotzi doing?
It's the stolen Money in the Bank briefcase. They said it was in a safe place.
I guess the safe place was under the ring, Byron.
The original briefcase winner counters. She's the one who's taking advantage of the referee distraction now.
This match is over.
Well, it's over, but that's probably not the ending Shotzi and Raquel had in mind.
And the ownership of the Money in the Bank briefcase is officially returned to the original winners.
Hopefully now they can put this behind them and officially set their sights on cashing in for the tag team championships.
At the very least, I bet they'll keep better track of the briefcase from now on.
Okay, that was fun.
And look how far you've come. Didn't even hesitate to use that briefcase against her. Not like that so-called honorable choice you made when you faced me.
I will admit, fighting a little dirty is a good time. You may have had a point.
That's my girl. Knew there was a little rebel in you, LJ. And now that's settled, we still need to decide how we're cashing in our briefcase.
Our? Nice. And it's about time we finally have this conversation. But who gets to decide how we do it? You want to face me in the ring again? Whoever wins gets to call the shots? I'm ready.
Nah, not when I'm starting to think you might not be the worst person ever.
Generous.
Let's take out our aggression on other people who are arguably worse than you. A beat the clock challenge. One of us takes Raquel, one of us takes Shotzi. Whoever wins faster gets to decide how we cash in.
I love it. I'll face Raquel.
Then I'll take Shotzi. Best of luck, partner. Amaya ended up beating me in our Beat the Clock challenge, so we met up in the locker room to discuss how she wanted to cash in. I'm good to go if you're ready to cash in the briefcase for our tag team championship match. You won the right to decide what we're doing, after all.
I'm ready. No time like the present to become champions, right? But I've been thinking, as the first ever tag team briefcase holders, we need to make our cash-in memorable. Something the WWE Universe will be talking about for years to come.
I could not agree more. I don't want to just win the championships. I want us to be in the WWE Best Money in the Bank cash-in highlight video. What are you thinking?
I have two ideas. Both guaranteed to catch the champions off guard, excite the WWE Universe, and get us in that video. We could pretend to lose the briefcase again and accuse Asuka and Tamina of stealing it. That would give an enterprising tag team an opportunity to strike, especially if they found some extra security guard uniforms lying around.
Interested? What's the other idea?
Ever notice how the refs never actually open the briefcase to make sure the contract's inside? I think we can use that to our advantage and fake the champions out.
I love the way your brain works. I'm down for either. What do you want to do?
その夜、彼らは最高のキャッシュインプランを持っていました。私とタミナはそれ、およそしていませんでした。
Formidable partner.
Hold on 1 second. These two aren't in tonight's matchup.
But they've got the Money in the Bank briefcase. Looks like they're cashing in for the tag team title match right now.
Seriously? That's it? No deception? Just interrupt the scheduled match?
Maybe they didn't think they needed any of that.
It's official. The first ever tag team briefcase is being cashed in.
I don't know if it's the best cash-in strategy, but it's a strategy. We'll have to see if it pays off.
She's going for a suplex on the tag team champion.
Wait, what is Nikki ASH doing here?
Well, apparently she's not happy that her tag team championship match was stolen.
And now she's going to ruin it for the challengers.
The referee's throwing the match out.
The match might be over, but it seems like the now former briefcase holders have something to say.
Nikki ASH. We had one chance to cash in our Money in the Bank contract, and you ruined it, is what I would say if I didn't ask Nikki to do that.
Wait a second, what did she say?
You might be wondering, why would we ask someone to interfere and cause a disqualification during our hard-won championship opportunity?
I would be wondering that.
But in truth, I have never been so happy that Nikki interfered and attacked the champions, which would make them a little bit more vulnerable if they were to have to compete again tonight. And I have never been so pleased that WWE referees never look inside the briefcase to verify a cash-in.
There's no contract inside.
And without the contract, that's just an ordinary briefcase.
That wasn't our cash-in. This is.
I thought their cash-in strategy was suspect, but I take it back. This is genius.
I agree, a masterful plan and a great execution from the challengers. But will it be enough?
If all that doesn't throw the tag champs off their game, I don't know what will. I can't believe it. We have new women's tag team champions.
And what a cash-in! Its theatricality was only exceeded by the skill these two competitors showed in the ring.
Does that mean these two superstars and champions are finally on the same page?
At least tonight they are, Saxton. And it looks like the new champs are soaking in every moment of this championship celebration.
And after what they faced to get here, mostly each other, they deserve it.
After that cash in, I became a Money in the Bank winner and a tag team champion. A little while after being champions, me and Ava decided to have an open challenge for our tag team championships. Of course, the former champions Asuka and Tamina answered it, but we beat them, but nothing would have prepared us for what happened after that match.
Black. Oh, man, she had to tap out. What a win!
If there was any doubt about their cash-in victory over Asuka and Tamina, these champs just put those doubts to bed.
I agree, Corey. They look poised to hold these titles for a long time.
It's Brie and Nikki Bella. The Bella twins are here.
Simultaneous Bella Busters.
What the hell do the Hall of Famers want with the tag champs?
I don't think this is about the champions. It seems to be all about their tag team gold.
Whatever their motivation is, the Bellas made quite an impact here tonight with their shocking return.
We haven't seen them in quite some time, and now they just cut to the front of the line for a tag team title opportunity.
Don't ever underestimate the Bellas' cutthroat mentality. There's a reason they're Hall of Famers.
I don't think the tag champions will be underestimating them after this.
Unbelievable.
After being embarrassed by the Bellas, we ended up challenging them to a match the next week on SmackDown.
The strike.
But Justine doesn't seem content to just sit on the sidelines.
Justine's doing everything she can to keep her niece in this match.
What's Natalya doing out here?
And why is she helping the Bella twins?
Nikki nails the spear. And it's over.
Natalya's distraction is enough to help the Bellas help themselves.
In any event, I'm sure we haven't seen the last of this rivalry. Not with that ending.
And not with the Bellas continuing to stir things up here on SmackDown.
We still don't know why Natalya got involved, but it looks like Justine is even madder about it than her niece.
I didn't realize you were here tonight.
Last-minute podcast business. Sorry for not giving you a heads up. But I'm glad I was here. It's just like the Bella twins to show up and ruin everything. You okay?
Yeah, and it sounds like you have something in common. They're also upset about never having the chance to compete for the tag championships.
Don't say that. I have nothing in common with them. Those two ran me out of WWE.
Didn't your injury run you out of WWE?
My injury just sealed the deal. When the Bella twins arrived, it was the beginning of the end. Suddenly, no one was interested in the women as athletes and competitors. They started telling me I was supposed to be a diva. You should be thankful you don't have to deal with that.
I still don't know if that's exactly the Bella twins' fault.
I wonder if you'd feel that way if your matches kept getting bumped for bikini contests, or schoolgirl matches, or pillow fights. The Bellas may not have been the whole Divas division, but they were a big part of building it.
I see your point. I want to be a real competitor too. It must have been infuriating.
Did I ever tell you I was supposed to give a retirement speech? After I found out I could no longer compete, I was going to have the chance to go out on Raw and have a proper farewell. I really wanted to thank the fans for supporting me throughout my career and tell them firsthand why I had to leave.
So what happened?
It was cut for time. WWE decided to cover the Bellas going on a double date instead.
Wow. I'm so sorry. I never had an issue with the Bellas, but knowing that definitely puts them in a different light. And I'm certainly not a fan of what they did to us tonight. I'm not going to let Nikki and Brie push us around.
You know, WWE has been requesting that I book the Bella twins on Ruthless Aggression so they can do press on their various frivolous projects. I blew them off because of, well, everything. But maybe it would be a good idea to set up an interview. It would be a real shame if anything happened to them while they're recording in the studio.
I understand what you're saying. Anything can happen in a podcast studio, and it won't be a pillow fight. I'll talk to Ava.
After getting embarrassed twice, me and Ava decided we'd finally get under the Bellas' skin. We decided to attack them on ruthless digressions.
It does seem like both of you always managed to keep busy, even before your surprise return. Groundbreaking reality shows, a podcast of your own. When you were in WWE before, you each held that Divas Championship, but whoa!
SmackDown is our show now! Stay in your lane!
That's enough! You've done enough! Break it up!
What the hell are you thinking? Get them out of here, now!
And it was a good plan. Until Ava got injured from the Bellas, but after Ava got injured, we had an even crazier plan than what happened on the talk show. After hearing why my ex-tag team partner Natty picked the Bellas over me and Ava decided she was right.
It's no secret that I've butted heads with both the Bellas in the past. But I am done with the shade being thrown on them and the WWE Divas division. I'm not an idiot. I know what some people have said about the women involved in that era, both behind our backs and to our faces, or in some people's cases, hiding behind a keyboard on social media. But the truth is, the Divas division was made up of talented competitors, all looking for their opportunity to shine, just like the women of today. As divas, we had to fight for everything we got, whether it was a chance to speak or a 2-minute match. I would have thought a superstar who did her fair share of time in catering would understand taking advantage of every possible opportunity. Make no mistake, I am damn proud of how far this women's division has come. But I'm also proud of where we've been. It's time to respect the women who helped pave the way for the women's revolution. That includes the Divas. And if anyone has a problem with that, they have a problem with me.
There was no use debating the past when we could defeat all of them and have a little fun in the present.
I didn't think the Bella Twins were here tonight.
The Bella Twins aren't, but the tag team champions are, and it looks like they're having more than a little fun imitating the Bellas.
They're dressed just like them, too.
I don't think it's meant to be a tribute, Byron, although they certainly must have studied their tape to get the Bellas moves down like that.
It's a catchy song. Kind of makes me want to dance and swivel my hips like the Bella Twins, too.
Please refrain, Saxton. No one wants to see that. And I think Natalya and Beth Phoenix will want to do a lot less dancing and a lot more fighting when they get out in the ring. And I don't blame them. It's disrespectful to make fun of the former divas like this.
Well, that's a score we have to see settled here tonight.
After that entrance showing to get under the Bella's skin, LJ and Ava defeated Natalya and Beth Phoenix. Then shortly after that, they took the Bellas on at Clash at the Castle and successfully defended their championships. They had a couple more tag feuds after that, even a good one against the Iconics. But that's when I saw LJ's momentum slowing down. I called her and told her to stop by my place so we could chat. I told her to keep defending those tag team championships, but she'd be ready to be a single star soon. I want to manage you.
That's great.
And you need to distance yourself from Ava.
What?
I've been watching your matches. You're the real star. If you drop the baggage, you're sure to get a title opportunity. Besides, you know that tag team partnerships never work out in the long run. It's only a matter of time.
I know people around here turn on their partners like there's something in the water, but tag team partnerships can work out sometimes. Look at the New Day.
And how long collectively has any of them been a singles champion?
Okay, I see what you're saying, but I'm not sure if Ava is a problem. Molly says management has been really happy with our tag team reign. I'm sure she'd let me pursue the SmackDown Women's title, too.
Molly. Fitting you'd bring her up, considering she's a great example of why tag teams don't work out. I'm speaking from personal experience. You know what she did to me.
Everyone knows, Justine. Molly turning on you in the middle of the ring is a classic WWE moment.
So then everyone knows she's a snake. A snake who has yet to book you in a championship match, despite all the work you've been doing. I wouldn't be surprised if she's holding you back on purpose.
My relationship with Molly is different than yours. Molly's been helping me. Listen, I'll talk to her. I'm sure if I ask, she'll set me up with a championship match.
We'll see.
I was actually looking for you. I wanted to talk to you and Ava about planning your next tag championship defense.
Representing the division as the tag team champions has been great, but I actually wanted to talk to you about a singles run. Isn't there still one open slot in the Fatal 4-Way for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Day 1? I'd love to have that spot.
You and the rest of the roster. Besides, you're doing a great job as one of the tag champions. Might not be best to split your focus right now.
I hear you, but I've been working harder than the rest of the roster. When am I getting an opportunity?
Just have some patience.
I'm beginning to wonder if there's something to what Justine was telling me.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, but I have to bring it up. Justine is convinced that you have some ulterior motive against me because of your history with each other. She thinks that since you betrayed her in the ring, I shouldn't trust you.
Seriously? Betrayed her in the middle of the ring? Do you really think that's all there is to the story?
It happened on Raw, Molly. You turned on Justine during the middle of a match. Everyone saw. Are you going to tell me that didn't happen?
No, I did that, but geez, don't believe everything you see on TV.
What's that supposed to mean?
I only turned on Justine because I caught wind that she was trying to turn on me. She was politicking with management backstage to get them to break up our tag team. She was so convinced she was a single star, she was prepared to throw me under the bus. But then I found out what she was up to and beat her to the punch, literally.
That's what really happened?
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, this is ancient history. What incentive do I have to lie to you now? And I'll be honest, it didn't end that badly for me. Turning on Justine? Let's just say that making a move like that in WWE is one hell of a statement and lets everyone know you mean business.
Wow.
Like I said before, I don't have any ill will towards your aunt today. Enough ancient history. Let's talk about your next tag title defense on SmackDown. And I'll think about putting you in the Fatal 4-Way at Day 1.
From that point on, I didn't know if I wanted to listen to Justine and Molly and turn on my partner to become a successful singles star. But eventually, I made up my mind. And my decision at Day 1 came.
Machine. Not so fast, Michael. Shayna immediately has Ava's number.
I can't believe this after the damage Shayna took. It's becoming clear who's pulling the weight on this team.
Anyone can have a bad night, Corey.
Ava's almost within reach. If her partner can tag in, she might be able to turn this match around. And the tag was made. Another few seconds and we would have had new champions.
Finally, Baszler releases the hold.
But she hits the referee.
Didn't look like much of an accident, and now Ronda's taking advantage.
Shayna setting her up for a Samoan drop. And she nails her partner's signature move.
Inspiring to see a team so in sync.
Will it be enough?
New champs! New champs! Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey have won the Women's Tag Team Championships.
You have to wonder if things could have been different if the former champs had been more worried about the titles than each other.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, Cole. Choices were made here tonight, and those choices clearly backfired for the now former tag team champions.
We'll have to see if they can regroup and recover from this devastating loss.
I wanted to stick with my best friend, and doing that costed me my relationship with my aunt. She ended up announcing that she would be managing the SmackDown Women's Champion, Piper Niven. After she announced that me and Ava went on a tour with WWE and showed everyone why we were one of the best tag teams.
You said, how was the tour? The tour was amazing up until we got to Mexico. That's the night I overheard Amaya talking to La Congrejita Loca. I only heard her say the timing wasn't right for her to betray me, but she wasn't done. I left too early, which led to me turning on her in Japan.
And the chemistry between you and Ava? Ay, perfección.
It's funny you say that because we definitely didn't start out that way.
No?
We were at each other's throats at the beginning. Then we started tagging with each other. Slowly started to get along. My aunt still doesn't get it. She's convinced Ava is just using me. She wanted me to turn on Ava to jumpstart my singles career.
Ah, la gran traición.
¿Qué?
Betrayal. Believe me, it happens here too. Can be useful when done correctly. ¿Qué pasó? The timing wasn't right?
No. It's not that. I don't want to betray Ava. Her friendship means more to me than that, despite how we started out.
That is rare. Partners and real friends. Well, I understand your connection more now. Anyway, where are you off to next?
Japan.
I still ended up winning that match, but I was heated. So I went backstage to ask Ava why she turned on me. Especially since we were trending all over Japan and X.
Are you going to explain yourself?
I have nothing to explain to you.
You abandoned me during our match.
If I'm not there, I can't be there to use you. When were you planning on doing it anyway? When's it gonna happen?
What?
La gran traición, LJ! You turning on me? I'm not stupid. I heard you telling La Cangrejita Loca all about it.
You heard us talking? Is that why you've been weird since Mexico?
Yeah, since I found out my tag partner's planning to betray me.
Ava, I'm not planning to betray you. My aunt tried to convince me to, but I said no.
Why would you expect me to believe that?
You're my friend. I don't betray my friends.
Sounds like what someone who was planning to betray me would say.
I can't make you believe me, but I hope you decide to trust me.
I need some time to think. We'll finish this later. After that, we ended up taking each other on in the ring. I ended up losing, but I let out all of my steam in the process. I shook her hand after the match and congratulated her. Then backstage, we had our talk. I told her we didn't start off on the wrong foot, and that was largely my fault. But once we started to get to know each other, I had no reason to doubt her. And I believed she wasn't going to turn on me. So we planned to end our tour with a bang in the Japan Dome, and boy, did we.
After their tour, Amaya and LJ kinda split to focus on their own things, but remained a tag team. The Elimination Chamber was coming up, and I wanted to give them both the chance to qualify. Ava ended up qualifying in her match, so it was up to Amaya to win hers next.
Irish whip into the corner, and she's got Lacey Evans on the defensive. Blows like those can make a difference in this match.
Is that Doudrop? What's the SmackDown Women's Champion doing out here?
Could be about a certain prediction on social media earlier.
Lacey's using it to her advantage with a quick roll-up. This qualifying match is over.
Lacey Evans has qualified for the Elimination Chamber, and her opponent is not happy.
Which seems to be exactly what Doudrop wanted.
Since there was an interference in her match, we ended up giving her another opportunity, but unfortunately, Amaya never got to compete in that match.
Doudrop is doing it again. She's attacking before the Fatal 4-Way match.
Come on, someone get out here and put an end to this. Doudrop's out of control.
Finally, it's over.
After that beatdown, it's safe to say this match is now a triple threat.
Eventually, Amaya got tired of not getting to compete in a match, so she had other plans to stop Piper from stopping her one last chance at getting in the chamber.
Drop with a reversal into the ambulance.
Doudrop's doing everything she can to make sure she doesn't qualify for the chamber match.
You think I'm gonna stop? I didn't become SmackDown Women's...
Look out! That car came out of nowhere!
This has escalated quickly. We need medics on the scene immediately.
Ava Moreno? What the hell?
I think her tag team partner's just as shocked as we are.
Looked like you needed some help. Well, that was exciting.
Exciting? Also pretty extreme and unexpected, but thank you for having my back.
Of course. As far as I'm concerned, we're a team. Even outside of tag team business.
In any case, I think it's safe to say that Doudrop is handled. I don't think she'll be trying to stop either of us from qualifying for the Elimination Chamber. Carmella qualified while we were dealing with Doudrop, but there's still 2 spots left, and 2 of us.
About that, you're going to have to try to qualify for the both of us.
What do you mean?
Molly had some words for me. I guess despite how often it happens around here, attempted vehicular manslaughter is frowned upon. She took me out of the qualifying match. But somehow you, the golden child apparently, are getting your 3rd opportunity.
Ava, I'm so sorry.
Honestly, it was kind of worth it to see Doudrop bounce off the hood like that. Just do me a favor and win the chamber so you can take the championship at WrestleMania. It'll just mean that it'll be easier for me to take the title off you later.
Oh, come on.
What? I'm ambitious.
So, I finally ended up qualifying for the Elimination Chamber match, but Lacey Evans ended up getting injured after a lighting rig fell on her. I thought they'd give the spot to Ava, but they had other plans. And since me and Ava took out Piper, she came back with a vengeance. She didn't want to wait until WrestleMania to get her hands on me. So she decided to defend her championship at Elimination Chamber, in the Elimination Chamber match. But that wasn't the only surprise. I ended up taking out Piper. But that year, WWE wanted to introduce a dark pod with a mystery competitor. Nothing could have prepared me for who that mystery competitor was.
The dark pod is about to open.
It's been the best kept secret in WWE since it was announced. Everyone's on the edge of their seats to find out who's inside.
The wait is almost over because the mystery entrant into the Elimination Chamber is about to be revealed. It's Justine, WWE legend and Hall of Famer Justine is the mystery entrant into the Elimination Chamber match. One of these 2 women will be the next SmackDown Women's Champion.
But how? We haven't seen Justine in the ring for over a decade since her career-ending injury.
She certainly doesn't look injured to me, Corey. And she also doesn't look like she minds that the woman standing in the way of winning a championship is her niece.
Justine immediately on the offensive.
Setting her up and down.
It looks as if her niece was completely caught off guard by this. She's getting dominated in there.
Wait a second, we've seen this before, but not in a very long time.
It's vintage Justine here tonight. The Justine Jammer with the cover.
It's over.
We have a new SmackDown Women's Champion, and I can't believe I'm saying this. It's Justine. Justine is the new SmackDown Women's Champion.
There were so many names thrown around about who was going to be in the dark pod, and Justine wasn't even on the list. Her niece must be shocked.
I think the entire WWE Universe is shocked. I'm having flashbacks to 2002.
Simply unbelievable that we are witnessing this right now. What a moment in WWE history.
The Dark Pod. Man that brings back a memory. No one knew I was in the Dark Pod. Not even Molly. That's what made it special. What made it even more special is that night I won the SmackDown Women's Championship. And sure, I had to trick Piper Niven and push a lighting rig on Lacey Evans, but I explained myself on SmackDown.
Our brand new SmackDown Women's Champion is here to address the WWE Universe after her shocking return and victory at Elimination Chamber.
So, I have a little bit of an announcement to make. I've been medically cleared! Surprise! You know, I thought I had closed the books on my WWE career. But being around here lately reignited a light I thought had gone out. As I got involved, coming back into WWE, first with my podcast, and then as a manager, I started to wonder. Edge, Lita got second acts. Why not Justine? The more I gave, the more I realized you need me. You need me because you deserve to see me finally reap the rewards of the path I trailblazed, to fulfill the promises that I wasn't able to keep when my career got cut short.
What the hell?
I was wondering when you would show up. Figured you would, given how much you like to ride my coattails.
What are you talking about? Why didn't you tell me you were cleared? And why haven't you called me back?
Would you have paid attention if I had? After the way you laughed at me when I suggested we team up for the Money in the Bank tag team match? After you never thought to ask me how I was doing whenever I mentioned my doctor's appointments? I'm beginning to think I should have set up those lighting rigs to fall over on you instead.
You didn't.
Why wouldn't I? Because I'm an old, washed-up, past-her-prime legend? Girlie, you best not insult me, because I taught you everything you know. LJ. Too bad you don't have the goods to back it up. I gotta admit, I was touched when you decided to wear a version of my gear for your debut. But it was probably at that moment when I started to realize that you don't have what it takes to finish what I started. That I'd have to do that myself.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, LJ? You followed me around like a shadow your entire life, and you don't understand. When you decided not to use the chair in your main event match with Ava, did you think you could get ahead by following the rules? Cute. That's not how it works. I would never have made that mistake. Because I've always known exactly what I want. In a world that was 5 times as hard and 7 times as brutal for me. I tried to push you, but you wouldn't even take advice from me, a WWE legend. Decided to stay loyal and help your leech of a friend Ava instead. You know the difference between you and me, LJ? I've never been content walking in someone else's path. And I never had the luxury. I've always had to make my own.
My head is spinning here. Justine's not only back, but she's put a target on her niece?
Justine's certainly drawn a line in the sand here tonight.
How do you even respond to a betrayal like that? From a member of your own family?
I think we're about to find out. And I have a feeling that whatever she has to say, it could have some big ramifications for the WWE Universe.
Shut up, Justine.
What did you say to me?
Shut up! It's always the same with you. I had it so hard. It was so difficult. Boo-hoo. I'm not here to revisit what happened 20 years ago. This is the problem with all you legends. So proud to rest on your laurels. You spend so much time bringing up your grievances, and you never think to put any of that energy into bringing up the superstars of tomorrow. Hell, maybe even making it better for them. You've told me how it felt to get your matches cut short back in 2003. Move on! Imagine what it feels like now to get your matches cut whenever some old legend shows up and wants to reminisce about the past. A past that I'm sure is better in memory than it was in reality. You got your win at Elimination Chamber, relying on the element of surprise. Hooray! Congrats! So proud. You want to really settle this? Face me for real. You and me for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania! When the dust is settled, we'll see who has the title and who the WWE Universe Universe really respects. Some has-been who can't move on, or the real future of WWE.
Did we just see a WrestleMania match being made?
I think we did, Saxton, and I've got to admit, it's not a matchup I thought we'd ever get on the grandest stage of them all. And I also don't think we've ever seen a statement that powerful from this superstar.
I agree, Corey, and she didn't just pick a fight with Justine. Intentionally or not, she picked a fight with all the WWE legends.
If that's the case, at least the WWE Universe gets to see that fight here today in the present.
Oh, calm down, Saxton.
What? I'm excited.
It was about time someone called out a WWE legend like that. So when me and Liv heard LJ call out Justine like that, we wanted to help her take down Justine. We caught Amaya backstage after the match.
It's about time someone called out a WWE legend like that.
Didn't really think it would be you standing up to your aunt, though.
I meant what I said out there.
And I meant what I said earlier. Liv feels the same way about these old-timers stealing our spotlight.
The WWE Universe wants to watch us, not them.
Well, then maybe it's time to put our words into action and really give them something to watch.
Amaya ended up telling us her plan, and next SmackDown we did something that made a lot of legends mad.
My Aunt Justine had a lot of time to talk last week. Good for her. Now, it's my turn. But I'm not just going to talk. I made no secret last week how I feel about WWE legends. It's time to move on from the past. We're the ones going out in the ring each and every week, putting it all on the line in each and every match. Whether it's at a premium live event, on SmackDown, or a house show. We're the ones doing the work. And we think it's only fair that it should be our faces up there, not theirs.
What are they going to do?
She's holding the can of spray paint. What do you think, Saxton?
They're defacing WWE property.
And sending a message to the WWE legends.
It's controversial, but effective.
I guess.
Molly, Holly, and Lita are here on SmackDown.
They're here, and I don't think they took that message too kindly.
Liv Morgan into the side of the truck.
And Lita with the twist of fate onto the concrete.
Pretty big talk when it comes to the legends on this truck, but you've got no chance when it comes to taking on the real thing.
Straight to her niece's face. Looks like Justine and the other legends had a message of their own tonight.
And a strong one at that. They're not ready to step aside.
After Lita, someone I admired in my childhood attacked me and joined Justine's faction. I knew we had to take them down. So next week we challenged them to a 3v3 match.
Enough to beat the legends.
What is Molly doing? No one's even around her.
It's clear what she's doing. I don't know if you can teach an old dog new tricks, but sometimes you don't need to. The old tricks work just fine.
DDT under the chair.
Perfectly choreographed deception from the WWE legends, and the referee didn't see any of it.
And it's over. They've still got it.
These three women were never shy about cheating to win, and that's clearly not changed. It's certainly paid off here tonight.
I think what you meant to say was smartly using every resource at their disposal to win, Cole. Experience pays off. That's what we saw tonight.
If you say so.
Playing fair and trying to just beat them obviously isn't working.
Though I guess starting with that production truck stunt wasn't really fair, if we're being honest.
Whose side are you on?
Sorry.
Listen, at the end of the day, this is my fight. I appreciate everything you've done, but I've got to take on Justine alone.
What do you have in mind?
I've already got my match at WrestleMania, but winning there is not enough at this point. I'm gonna hit Justine where it hurts the most.
After I realized that faction versus faction we would lose, I had a new plan, and I went to Justine's podcast to light more fire on our WrestleMania match.
What do you know about it? You don't understand.
But that's just it. I do understand. You've been teaching me since my first day in WWE. And you know what I finally really get? Everything that you've complained about, that you're mad at, for all that you blame management or other things beyond your control. It's always been me who's been your real target. Because I'll never know the limitations that you did. I will get to push myself in ways you never could, have opportunities that you never would have been given, and see how far I can really go. And you? Justine, you're a legend. The best of her time. Maybe could have been the best of all time if you had a level playing field. That's what you'll never forgive me for. And that's what's going to allow me to replace your legacy with my own.
You ungrateful piece
You're a selfish, self-centered, only thinks for herself.
Because I'm the only one I could ever count on.
Looks like we have something in common then, because I certainly couldn't count on you.
You don't deserve your talent. It should have been me.
But it's not you, Justine. It's not you.
It'll be me at WrestleMania. I've still got it.
Sure, you've got what's left. Enjoy it while it lasts. But me? I'm just getting started.
I don't think anyone was more happy when LJ made it to WrestleMania.
I'll admit I was a bit scared for LJ because of how her Survivor Series debut went. But when it came time for her to be on the grandest stage of them all, I believed in her to beat Justine.
I believed in my girl, LJ. From the start, I always knew she would make it. I still want to face her in the ring at WrestleMania one day.
WrestleMania has been home to a number of matches between family members. But this one's main event will be the first time two relatives from the women's division face off on the grandest stage of them all.
Atlanta, Georgia, the unpredictable Amaya. To basically grow up in WWE, then to appear at WrestleMania against your aunt who brought you in? You couldn't write a better story.
This isn't just a match, it's a therapy session with suplexes, submissions, and strikes.
Justine is back on the grandest stage of them all.
And introducing the champion, Justine! This certainly isn't the first time she's been on the big stage, but for Justine, this WrestleMania will be like no other as she squares off against her own niece.
You might worry that Justine might hold back at some point as maternal or protective instincts or whatever take over, but I'm fairly confident she doesn't have any of those, so this is going to be fun. And there's something special in the air these days when the SmackDown Women's Championship is on the line.
A rolling thunder into a stunner.
That's her brother's move.
New champ for the win. 2 count. Would you have thought it possible with the way the superstar debuted that she'd be standing tall with the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania?
I'd have called it possible, but unlikely.
What a match. And there's no question whose moment this is. Whatever and whoever may have defined this superstar in the past, she's now cemented her own legacy within WWE.
We could be seeing this image at WrestleMania for years to come.
Wait, what's happening?
I'm not sure.
Can Justine be trusted here?
I don't believe it.
It seems that even Justine's small heart grew 3 sizes today.
If these two can get over the differences after the rivalry they've had, then anyone can do it.
Look out!
What the hell? The new champion was just ambushed from behind.
It may be the end of this rivalry, but this champion's story in WWE is just getting started.
After my WrestleMania match, Molly attacked me from behind. How could I ever forget that? I ended up taking on Molly right after that match and won to retain my SmackDown Women's Championship. After that, I thought about giving Ava a shot, but she was drafted to Raw, and she became the Raw Women's Champion. So I kept defending my championship until eventually I lost to Alexa Bliss. After that, I got injured and took a break from WWE, and now I've returned to NXT, a place I never really got to experience because of my aunt's legacy. And that's my story, but trust me, it's not finished yet.
This is how legends